I'm still not on board with berets. I mean, some people can pull them off really wonderfully. This one, however, just kind of just looks like a Muppet's nipple.
Lizzie McGuire, you are an outfit repeater.
Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at some summer outfits that I found over on Pinterest and see if I can recreate them with stuff I already have in my own wardrobe. So just like when I've done content like this before, my goal is not necessarily to create an exact copy of the outfit, but rather to create something similar or my own version of it by taking inspiration from the basic building blocks of that outfit. So I have at least 5 outfits lined up for you guys today. I might do 6 or 7 if I have the time, and with each of them I'm going to break it down into why I chose the specific pieces that I chose to copy it. So let's get started. So for the first outfit, we have a young woman wearing a short sleeve black button down with a dark printed skirt, and it looks like Doc Martens. Possibly? It's hard to tell. I'm not going to be copying jewelry for this video just to save time, honestly. So instead, I'm going to start by acknowledging the tote bag. I'm not really a tote bag person. I would probably just use my brown book bag here. So starting from the top down, a black button-down top is really easy to copy because it's such a basic item. It's pretty easy to thrift or find at Walmart or Target, whatever's in your budget. This is something that I just recently added to my wardrobe. I got it secondhand on ThredUp, and so far it's been a really versatile piece that I'm enjoying. The skirt, however, I do not have a long dark printed skirt like the one that she is wearing. This is actually a dress, and this is one of my oldest items. I have had this at least 10 years. I find that this piece is very versatile as well. I tried to just layer it under the black button down, but then it looked kind of funny with where the hem of the button down actually hit on my waist. So instead, I have the dress tucked underneath, which can be a little funny. There's a bit of bulk with the fabric right here. And so in the back, I have it zipped up as high as I can. And then there are these 2 little ties on the back that kind of helped close the gap at the waist a little bit better. So it's a little funny at the back, but I think it works. This still is reading as skirt to me right now rather than dress. And then the last major element are the boots. Now I do have Doc Martens, but I wanted to go with a different pair of boots here just to show you that you don't need exact items to create a similar look. So I went with these very simple black boots that I recently thrifted. They do have quite a different shape. I mean, obviously they have a bit of a heel and the toe isn't quite as rounded or heavy as a Doc Marten, so it's a slightly different look, but it still gives that same weight and gravity to the bottom half of the outfit. It still kind of anchors it to the ground in a way similar to how her Doc Martens are. I'm assuming they're Docs. Again, I might be reading this picture wrong, but I think I see the yellow stitching. Either way, a heavy black boot with a shorter shaft, that felt like a tongue twister, is going to create a similar look. And I actually really do like this. This does feel very much like me, like something I would wear and feel comfortable in. Not sure that the boots would be the most comfortable thing for summer here in the mid-Atlantic because, y'all, I don't know who came up with the phrase hot girl summer, but they clearly did not live in the DMV or Florida. Here we have humid girl summer, and it's much less pleasant. So rather than these wonderful boots that I love and feel so good in but would make me sweat, I'd probably go with my chunky black sandals. But yeah, I think that's enough said about this one. I like it. Let's move on. Outfit number 2 that I wanted to copy is this really fun, mostly all green number. Obviously, I'm not wearing all green, but we'll get there. I'll address it. So when I first saw this picture, it made me think of these green pants I recently thrifted, and I've just really been digging green lately. I've noticed it is a pretty on-trend color right now as well. Yeah, so for this one, let's again start from the top down and address each individual element. This young lady appears to be wearing a beret. I'm still not on board with berets. I mean, some people can pull them off really wonderfully. This one, however, just, maybe it's the fuzzy texture of it, but it kind of just looks like a Muppet's nipple.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Not exactly something I want to put on my head. Yeah, so we're skipping the beret. And then down to the white top. I don't have a white tank top quite like she has. This is my go-to white tank top. I think it's my only white tank top. Again, we don't need to worry about having the exact shape or silhouette that the person in the picture does. I think this still creates a similar enough look because it is just a basic white tank top, which is ultimately what she's wearing. So for the bag, this is the closest in shape and color that I have to what she is holding. Yellow's just not really a color I gravitate towards, although her bag is very cute. I have seen similar ones at Walmart recently. Like there's this really cute small yellow gingham bag that I keep seeing that I really like. I'm not gonna buy it though, just because I know that it's a more trendy piece that I probably won't get a lot of use out of. My pants obviously are a different pattern, but like I said, hers reminded me of these green ones I just thrifted. She looks like she's wearing white Converse, which I do not have, so I just went with these basic white Pumas. And then for the cardigan, I do not have a green cardigan. Obviously I have a very bright obnoxious pink cardigan. All 90s babies know the significance of this color combination, right? So using the green pants with the white tank top as my baseline, as my starting point, I thought it would be fun to go with a more contrasting look with the bright pink. I thought about using this muted pink, which I think still looks nice. I'll just show you real quick. So I think this still looks nice, I guess, but this just isn't as exciting to me. So if you wanted pink and green but less in your face, this would be the option to go with. But I'm kind of digging these two together. So if I have it all the way up over my shoulders, it's getting a little bit into frumpy oversized territory here, which if that's a silhouette that you like, then there you go. On me, I think it's drowning me a little bit, so that's why I'm kind of like, I'll just wear it off the shoulder like the girl in the picture had. I've seen people do things where they're like wearing their cardigan upside down. I'm trying to remember how they, hold on, I'm gonna see if I can do it. It looks kind of dumb. Wait a minute, maybe it's not so dumb. Okay, it's a little dumb. So that's an option, to just wear your cardigan upside down, but then you also risk someone pointing that out to you and making fun of you. So depending on what crowd you're hanging with. So I think that's a good example of using one or two elements from an outfit picture as your starting point, as your basis for something that you can then build off of and kind of take it in your own direction. Please ignore how unironed all my clothes are. So this next one isn't an absolute favorite just because it's not really my core style, but it does kind of feel like a timeless, quintessential summer outfit. So this woman is wearing a straw hat, what looks like a straw tote bag, a classic white button down, and tan or khaki trouser shorts. We don't see her feet, so I just went with sandals because that seemed to be the best option for this. Yeah, so starting with the hat and the bag, I do have a straw hat and a straw bag, obviously, but mine don't match. I don't think that really matters. I think the more important thing with this particular outfit is that it looks light, breezy, and natural. So straw and those natural materials are really what we want to lean into here. I think the style of hat she's wearing would honestly look pretty goofy on me. I have found that I quite like this style of hat. So yeah, I would go with this. This is my only straw bag. Again, I'm not really a tote bag person. This is actually my beach tote that I thrifted for $5. It still has sand in it, so. And then the other two elements she's wearing are super, super simple, basic pieces. Both of mine are secondhand. This one, I think I've had this for 3 years now, that I got from ThredUp several years ago. These I thrifted a couple months ago for 50 cents actually. And from what I have seen, a basic white button down and khaki trouser shorts are both very easy to come by secondhand. The only issue is if they fit. That's the one thing. There's tons and tons of khaki trousers, but finding ones that fit can be the tricky part. But this is a very simple, classic summer look that feels very light and natural, like I said. Very easy to replicate with similar light colors and by including those natural materials in your accessories. Moving on to outfit number 4, you might be like, Melody, that's not it at all. That's completely the wrong colors. Yes, it is the wrong colors because that is not the element I'm focusing on. So when I first saw this picture, honestly, I think I ignored it. I think I scrolled right past it because this just is not really a color combination that I do. It just looks very preppy, kind of new money. I don't know, it's just not my vibe. But then I looked at the silhouette of the clothing she was wearing and realized I have similar items, just in different colors, different material probably as well. And so obviously for me, that creates a very different look. But I did want to include it because I wanted to show how something that is completely out of your wheelhouse, something that is totally not your style, can still give you ideas within your own wardrobe. So starting from top to bottom, I'm skipping the sunglasses because I'm indoors. Don't be weird. But then this young woman is wearing a high neck tank top similar to the silhouette that I really like on myself. Her pants kind of just look like sort of a baggy, maybe like a boyfriend jean, but they're like a high rise, slightly baggy fit pant. She's got white sneakers and then some kind of little glitzy bag that, honestly, that bag is hideous, but that's beside the point. I'm not focusing on the bag, obviously, because I would just use my backpack. I mean, backpacks and boots are where it's at. So obviously swapping that hideous little bag for a functional backpack. And then I do have white sneakers, which I think they look fine with this. But then looking at the main two elements of this outfit, like I said, she has a high neck tank top similar to the ones that I have. I bought 4 of the same tank top in different colors because I like how this silhouette looks on me. And then, like you probably already guessed, I'm not quite sure what the actual cut of her pants are, but it does look like a looser fit, kind of like these sort of cargo pants that I have. And she has it cuffed at the ankle, which actually works perfectly for these because these actually just have a shorter inseam and they're bunched up around the calf. So I think it kind of has a similar shape, just with the sleek, close-fitting tank top and then the baggy pants that gather at the ankles. And then obviously I do have white sneakers, kind of similar to what she's wearing. I didn't think I would like white sneakers with this just because it's very dark and earthy, but I think it's okay. So yeah, even though these are completely different colors, just by copying the silhouette that this other woman has, I've found a combination I wouldn't have thought of on my own. I kind of like this actually. I've been kind of struggling with how to wear these pants when not played up in like a historical type of look. Mostly I've just worn these with boots so far, but then that really limits them to the colder months and I want to wear them during the summer. So this actually is a good option to kind of play them up in this more sporty way. And I'm really digging the earth colors. I mean, that's one of my go-tos, is just earth colors. Can I be either mistaken for dirt or an avocado? Yeah, okay, then we're good. So I think this is something I actually can wear this summer. Oh, a hummingbird just hovered right outside the window. That was so cute. So by not getting hung up on the colors of that outfit, which I would not wear together, I've found something that I actually will wear this summer. For outfit number 5, we have a green gingham dress with white sneakers. This one is more of a direct copy just because I happen to also have a green gingham dress. This was not thrifted. This was something that, for whatever reason, in my mind, I was just like, I really want a green gingham dress. So I just went online and bought one. Just because I knew this was something that I really wanted and would wear a lot. So that made copying this one a little bit more straightforward. Obviously mine is much longer than the one in the photo. I don't know how girls are out here wearing these super short dresses and not flashing everything to the world. I'm very impressed.
Tell me your secrets.
Because I would be causing a scandal. And then it looks like she has some kind of tote bag again, a canvas tote. I don't know what's up with tote bags right now. Everyone's just in a tote bag phase. Color-wise, this was the closest thing I have. It does kind of give that very like, oh, I'm just walking to the farmer's market type of look, like going to stroll through the village. And then it looks like she's wearing some kind of Converse high top knockoff. I do not have high top white sneakers, but because the dress is so much longer, I think actually a lower cut sneaker works better. These are just some little white sneakers I got from Target. I think I bought the wrong size though. There's like so much room at the toe box, but I already threw away the receipt in the tag, so I can't return them now. But I think something more sleek that looks kind of like a kid sneaker rather than the chunky Pumas works better for this, just because the dress has so much volume with the poofy sleeves and the ruffles. Listen, I know I said that me and ruffles were not friends, but I like them. I'm gonna wear them. This one's really straightforward. I don't think I need to explain it that much. I'm getting really hungry, but I think I can squeeze in one more quick one for you guys. So let's do that. So for this last one, I'm not gonna bother doing any extra footage or pictures because, well, I don't quite like it as much as I thought I would. And also I am hungry and just wanna wrap this up. So this is a photo that I've seen floating around Pinterest for a couple years now. And I've always thought like, wow, she just looks so cool and casual and sporty and effortless. I kind of feel like I've been caught in the middle of cleaning my house and I'm like, oh, let me just throw something on to try to be a little less naked. So yeah, this woman looks like she's wearing a black crop top or sports bra with bike shorts. She's got an oversized flannel and Vans. On paper, I have exactly the same items. It just doesn't really work for me. It's not atrocious, but I don't think I'd be wearing this out to the coffee shop like she is. She looks very cool. I look a little slovenly. Also, the crop top that I wanted to use is currently in the wash, so that probably would look a little bit better. I mean, this is the bonus round. I didn't say it was gonna be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this little breakdown of how to get inspiration from outfit pictures without necessarily copying the exact items. Do let me know in the comments if you like this kind of content. I'm considering doing something like this for each season, or at least for hot and cold weather. If you're still here watching, leave a watermelon emoji in the comments because it is almost watermelon season.
It's watermelon! Inside a watermelon!
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and subscribe. Bye! I don't know what to do with my hands. Here? Does this make me look authoritative? Something similar? Puffs and the ruffles. Oh, that totally was over my microphone.